We live in a world where money is key and essential for living. We all need that money. We all need a payday of our own. Payday the Heist is a 4-person cooperative first-person shooter action crime game where you take on the role of a career criminal looking for the next big score, and was the first game of the Payday franchise. It was made by Overkill and Starbreeze in 2011 and was directly inspired by films such as Heat 1995, Point Break, and The Dark Knight, as well as some others, and was mainly made by a small team founded by two brothers named Bo Anderson and Ulf Anderson. Development for Payday the Heist began in 2009 and was picked up and funded by Sony and released on PC and the PS3 in 2011, and released to an overall success for Overkill and Starbreeze, and for good reason, as Payday the Heist is one of the most fun and replayable games about heisting. So let's talk about that. Let's put on our clown masks and talk about what makes Payday the Heist the definitive heisting experience. First off, let's talk about the atmosphere, as it is one of the first things you basically take notice of, especially if you come from other Payday games such as Payday 2 and or Payday 3. Payday 2 currently is more of a wacky, silly horde shooter that doesn't really know if it wants to take itself seriously at times. Payday 3 tries to take itself more seriously but failed at that and failed as a game, sadly. Payday the Heist, however, nails the atmosphere, and in the main menu we hear the track known as Criminal Intent, composed by no other than Simon Viklund, and we are greeted by some of the heisters that we will be playing as. And the atmosphere gets even better with the music once you get into the heist. So let's begin talking about the heist and the gameplay itself. Some of the heist starts us off in casing mode, which allows us to check around the place and look for anything important, and the heist only starts when you put on your mask. Upon put on your mask, everyone will be alerted and the timer ticks down before the assault starts, and the police send everything they have after you, so work fast while you still have the time. Once the cops arrive, that is when the true action begins. One of the main features of all the Payday games is the assault system, which is most akin to waves, I guess, and to go with the assault and the action, the player is accompanied by one of the best soundtracks I've heard in gaming, with this unique dynamic music system, changing depending on what's happening. At the start of each heist, it will start off more as a slow ambient thing in the background, but once the heist actually starts, it begins to pick up and introduce a few more instruments and will give the feeling of they're coming, work fast, followed by a build up when the assault is about to start. Then once it does start, so does the music. And oh, it's good, alright. And hits just right with the action and the bullets flying everywhere, helmets flying, visors being cracked, and the screams and yells of both you and the cops. It's so chaotic, I love it. And the game itself is more punishing compared to Payday 2 and or 3. Payday 2 currently is a breeze in terms of difficulty until reaching Death Sentence 1 down, but even then with the right skills and or perk deck, it too can become pretty easy. And with 3, it was a little challenging in the beginning till more content was added and it became just another horde shooter. However, Payday the Heist does not suffer from this and can quickly humble you with its special enemies and or just from the cops actually being a threat as well. And if you and your team try to play like it's the other games and become a one-man army, you will swiftly meet your end. Teamwork is needed here, and you must have each other's backs. If one of those special enemies get you, that's basically it unless you manage to successfully kill them before they kill you, considering they are special for a reason. Bulldozers can put an end to you and your team if not dealt with. They have a high health pool and high damage output. If you're caught alone with one of these guys and can't get recovered, you will get downed. You basically have to play a game of peekaboo with this guy, shooting at their weak point, which is their visor, until one of you kill the other, which is very different from 2 and or 3. In 2, you can just vomit bullets into their face in mere seconds and have them dead. 3, basically the same thing. Taser will stun you in place, leaving you open to other attacks from other cops, and the cops won't down you, the taser himself will, as if given enough time, the taser will down you. However, you can free yourself if you land a lucky shot on them, either killing them or stunning them, but once you're out of ammo or just can't find them, you will have to call out to one of your teammates or just get down. In 2, it's much easier to land a shot on these guys when getting tased. However, if you run out of ammo or just can't find them, you still meet the same end. And 3 is kind of the same, however, they're even easier this time, considering us being tased from the back, there's a big window from when you can spot them and from when they actually tase you. As they have to put away their gun, pull out their taser, then they can tase you, which is just a big window compared to Payday the Heist, as once you hear that charge up sound and walk into the line of sight, prepare to ride the lightning. Cloakers are the most iconic enemy in this game and are quick and sneaky. They make one sound, and that is a breathing sound in this game. However, their goggles do actually glow, which gives them away, but if you don't see them or just accidentally run into them, they will give you divine backshots and instantly down you. However, they don't shit talk you like in 2 or 3, but they do wall run, which is scary and cool. I wish they did that in 2. I don't know if they did that in 3 though, it's been a long time since I played 3. Shields are, you guessed it, a shielded enemy that will protect the cops and themselves from gunfire unless your team works together to bait them out, or you just run around them and eat a few shots from the other cops. And 2, they were annoying, but with the content added to the game, they quickly became a joke and barely even a threat. In Payday 3, it's even easier somehow, considering there's a big glass visor in the middle of the shield which you can shoot and then kill them. Snipers, however, in this game they are the most annoying, punishing, cruelest enemy, and if caught out, they will quickly shoot you. There is no laser like in 2 or 3. There's only a tracer line that leads to them, and that quickly dissipates. Hell, you can't even mark them in this game. Like, they make me want to cry sometimes, especially on some heists like Undercover. Oh my god, Undercover. You know, I used to like this heist before I started playing Payday the Heist. As an Undercover, if you're caught on the roof, they will quickly shoot you, and in the group, they will tear off your armor and health. If you're stuck on the roof, you might as well already be dead, as there's no way you're getting to the building safely. In Payday 2 and Payday 3, there is a laser that you can track them, and you can even mark them. Like in 2, they will still rip off your armor like it's nothing, but at least you can react first most of the time. In 3, last I remember, they were a joke and barely even took the shot, and if they did, they mainly missed somehow. Marksman? Sure, buddy. There are 9 heists in total. If you come from 2, that is basically nothing, but here's the thing. All the heists in this game offer something different and are climactic in their own ways. Like first with a bank, you fight and blow your way out to escape. In Heat Street, you start by being betrayed by someone you know, and so you have to chase them down the street on foot, and the only driver you got gets shot before he even gets there. But once you catch up to Matt, who is the person that betrayed you, you smoke him out and escort him onto the top of the street and do one last holdout with the cops. And the heist even has a unique assault system at the start. Panic Room starts off as a normal drug deal, but that's not why you're here. You're here for the Panic Room. Duh, it's in the name, but how do you get it out? Simple, you clear out all the snipers on the roof so Alex the pilot can drop C4, which you use to blow open the roof and room so Alex can airlift the Panic Room out with a helicopter. And when he is blown out, you have to do another holdout and defend him, till he decides to finally pull out. And just a side mention, but I love how in Panic Room the cops slowly fight their way up to you and to the roof per assault wave. In Green Bridge, it is somewhat like Heat Street, considering you have to escort a person to the top of a building, then airlift them out. You blow up a whole bridge and go through several transports before you find them. And once you do airlift them out, you have to make a mad run for it to the other side of the bridge, while cops and specials do anything they can to stop you. Diamond Heist is the only heist where you can somewhat stealth it, but once you put in the codes to the Diamond Vault, there's a chance that it just doesn't work, and the crew and Bane have to come up with a new plan on the spot, all while the best track in the game plays, known as Breach of Security. I really like this track. I like the alarms that actually accompany the music and go with it. In Undercover, you die. In fact, you die a lot before getting it right. It is sniper hell. But it has a unique feature exclusive to this heist, which is boarding up vents, windows, and fences. And trust me, you're going to want to board things up if you want an easier time. But basically, in this heist, you intercept the deal going down between an IRS agent and some other guys before it is revealed that he was being set up by the FBI, and Alex uses a crane with a magnet to pick up the IRS agent's limo with him in it, and then drop it onto the roof. And you breach the car to get him out with the server that has millions of dollars, and so you strap him down to a chair and yell, scream, and possibly beat him until you cross off the codes to the servers. When the limo lands on the roof and doesn't fall through, you might as well restart. You're not going to survive. Counterfeit, you play the role as a repairman so you can check out this dude's basement before masking up and breaking into his basement, and possibly defusing C4s inside the basement. Fill the safe with the counterfeit plates in it with water, then using the C4 to blow it open without damaging any of it. Last heist in the game is one of the most special, and that is no other than No Mercy. Yes, that No Mercy from Left 4 Dead. It's pretty unique compared to the other heists, as you possibly take down all the cameras in the lobby and take everyone hostage before playing doctor to find the correct person with the virus called the green flu. And once the action starts, the cops instantly rush in, as they know what could happen if the virus is released. So they send in everything they have after you, and even turn off the part of the building to stop you. And not only that, once you do manage to get away, it's not over yet, as cloakers may come from the vents of the elevator, and the military gets called in with air support to literally fire missiles at the building hoping to stop you. There's two things that could happen. One where you do make it to the roof while it's on fire, where Bane is waiting for you, or the elevator straight up snaps and you fall through many floors before reaching the bottom, all while Bane is calling out to you, wondering if you guys are even alive, and by the mere chance you guys are alive, he leaves you for dead, thinking there's no way to get you out. But you do get out, with only mere seconds to spare. It's such a climactic final heist of the game, and it's so fun, yet so hard. I think it's cool that each and every single one of the heists in this game have a poster for them, like in Left 4 Dead. And another thing that I think is cool is that just like chatter between the crew, they basically talk to one another and comment about what's going on. And Bane will warn the crew of any incoming special units, In 2 and 3, there is none of that. The crew does not talk to one another. It's just the contractor that talks. Whether that be Bane, Locke, Shade, or Vlad. With the actual heisters themselves, there's not much that they actually do besides calling out specials and announce when they're dead. That's basically it. When 3 was about to release, I was hoping it'd be something like Payday the Heist, but it just wasn't. It just didn't have that charm and didn't have that interactions with the group. Payday the Heist, even the cops talk to each other. They clear rooms saying clear if you're not in there, and once they do see you, they scream target spotted, and others would rush to your location. And they comment about specialists too, if they're nearby or they're being sent in. 2 and 3 don't really do this, and other heisting games like Crime Boss and or whatever else there is, just don't hit like Payday the Heist does. And it's why people praise Payday the Heist. There's just not much like it, and if there is, it just doesn't get it right. However, I want to talk about one last thing, and that is perhaps a new heisting game that is on the rise, and will probably be what me and others may be looking for. Something with true teamwork, with actual threats, heists that are something big, a big score, that is most importantly, actually fun. And that game is called Den of Wolves by 10 Chambers, who also made GTFO, another great co-op game that is really hard, but most importantly, they actually understand what made Payday so great, as they were actually the original developers behind Payday the Heist and the beginning of 2 before it became what it is now. But until Den of Wolves releases, the definitive heisting game is no other than Payday the Heist.